So my presentation is called From Seed to Sabotage, to fight for right to repair and what you can do. Who's heard of right to repair in the room? Okay, right, that's pretty good sign. So moving on, who am I? I'm Josh. I'm a software and hardware engineer at the University of Portsmouth, predictably. I ran a small keyboard design company for a while and made some incredibly expensive keyboards that no one should buy. And I design incredibly dangerous things that I probably shouldn't be allowed to. That's a mobility scooter of some description. Safety first. Always wear a helmet. So, what is right to repair? Right to repair is simple. We want to secure consistent access to three things: parts and tools, manuals and diagnostics data, and the software needed to remove security locks on devices and parts. Companies, however, don't feel the same way. And the way they block right to repair is fairly simple. They like to assign serial number to parts, where if you replace the part, even with a genuine part, it won't work because they said so. For security reasons, so don't worry. Purposely difficult to work on and repair devices. So opening up a Mac, for example, is not the most fun. And they also spend a stupid amount of money lobbying lawmakers to effectively limit and ban independent repair. Here's an everyday example. We've got the iPhone. So we've got the evil proprietary tamper-proof 5-point screw. So companies love using proprietary screws that have no official screwdriver, so other companies then have to go make their own screwdriver. They use industrial strength adhesive, where we now need to use a hairdryer on our phones, and parts such as the battery and camera, if replaced, will lose functionality such as Face ID. Holding a nation's food supply hostage with software. So, since around the 2010s, tractors have become rapidly more and more complex, from mapping software to seat control. A quote I found in research for this topic was, the seat in that tractor over there is more complicated than that tractor there. Software engineers and John Deere's service advisor, manuals and diagnostics. So John Deere tractors need software to repair now. If you want to access part libraries, manuals, or anything, you have to pay. However, John Deere don't let you access this service. You can only get it through them. So we have some lovely people from Ukraine who decided to crack the John Deere service advisor. So you had techs in America running around with illegal software that was effectively pirated. Ethically dubious, but, well, it's not really ethically dubious. It's more illegal, but, ethically sound, I think. There's some interesting open source projects. An interesting one is called Polycan, where they reverse engineered the CAN bus on tractors, which is worth checking out. Lobbying. Farmers were outspent 23-1, but they won anyway. A few passionate farmers and a billionaire or two along the way who thought differently. And with Bill HB 231011, it's an interesting name for a bill, when that got signed, John Deere were forced to release a customer-facing repair software to customers. However, as this was a bill passed in the US, you can only access it in the US, and it is not available worldwide. So no matter what John Deere tell you, they don't want you to repair your tractors. And even in America, they charge you about $3,500 for the privilege. A year, by the way. Subscription services, our favorite. John Deere, how did we arrive to this point? So, with tractors becoming so complex, repair inevitably was going to become more difficult. And no one's complaining about that. And we're not even really complaining about having to pay for the software. But John Deere didn't want you to repair your tractor anyway. And there could be some reasons for this. Are they cartoonishly evil? Probably not. Was there a lack of pushback from engineering staff who were instructed to lock tractors down? Possibly, but it's difficult to push back. Are they a publicly traded company? Yes. And publicly traded companies need to see the line go up. As can be seen there, from around the 2010s onwards, it skyrocketed, especially in the last few years. And they also own about 25% of the market share for tractor sales globally, which is insane. A descent into madness. Repair wasn't always this complicated. Companies will tell you repair is dangerous, but that is simply not true. Over 40 years ago, devices such as fridges or washing machines came with circuit diagrams showing you how to fix your own devices. So even if you weren't comfortable doing it, independent companies could. Now we get lovely anti-tamper-proof stickers where they claim your warranty is void if you scratch them, remove them, or anything like that. That is illegal, and they're not enforceable no matter what they tell you. And there's a useful tutorial there if you ever need to remove them anyway. There's a better way forward. We can vote with our wallets. So even though right to repair is still an ongoing battle, there are some companies that almost use it as a selling point, and it works. One of my favorite companies that have recently come out in the last few years is called Framework, and they sell modular laptops where you can repair and upgrade really easily. You can disassemble the laptop in about 5 minutes, which I don't think can be said for this MacBook in front of me. Oh, yeah. And with Frameworks, you can upgrade RAM, you can upgrade CPUs, and they've even just released a portable game, well, portable is a strong word, but a gaming laptop where you can replace the GPU. A company that's been around for a while is Fairphone, and smartphones back in the day, remember when you could pull out the battery in like 30 seconds? You can still do that if you buy a Fairphone. So it proves that it's not impossible, it's easy to do. And Valve, which I imagine a lot of you know in this room, they released a Steam Deck and they partnered with a really cool company called iFixit to effectively release parts for the Steam Deck. There are over 60 replaceable parts on the Steam Deck, from joysticks to batteries to screens. So no matter what, you can always repair your device. What can we do as engineers? As we're all software engineers in the room, well, mostly I suspect, if a family member breaks their device, try to fix it for them before getting them to upgrade or replace it. The first step of reducing e-waste is always just to use your devices for as long as humanly possible, which means repairing them. Where possible, design and create software with repairability in mind. If you're interfacing with hardware, make it easy to understand, easy to use. Support open source hardware and software where you can. There are loads of really cool open source projects that you can contribute to, build yourself, repair yourself, and a lot of them are fully flushed out products. You can advocate for change. It does work. Farmers have done it, and it shows it's possible. And companies like John Deere, they might still try and, claim that they're doing good. They're not. You have to force them to change. They won't do it by themselves. You can reverse engineer and create workarounds. Ukrainians can do it, why can't we? Legal issues aside. Any questions?